There are some absolute massive toy haulers out there, but in the world of toy haulers, bigger is not always better, right? So right here behind me is the Cherokee Black Label 18 RBL. This one comes in right around 24 feet and a little over 5,000 pounds dry. Now, the Black Label line essentially takes lines from all the other Cherokee brands. This one is Grey Wolf. The Black Label has some really nice amenities inside as well as outside. Things like the fact you get your frameless tinted windows. You're going to have the fiberglass exterior rather than aluminum. A couple other things inside as well. Now, this one in particular is going to be pretty upgraded. And I mean, you can see right here, right, how it's got a nice lift on there. You can see the upgraded tires there as well. And one of the things I like about it, if we take a look underneath, this one does have an enclosed underbelly on it as well. So, you know, if you're doing a little bit of off-roading, it's not going to get super dirty, you know, and all of your components and stuff down there are going to keep it nice and clean, hopefully keep some critters out as well. We'll come back outside to take a look at some of the features, but let's head inside because let's be honest, if the floor plan doesn't work, then the RV doesn't work. So what is this bad boy all about? Well, as you will see, this is going to be an open concept floor plan, pretty common for you know, a lot of your, I guess I want to call them smaller toy hauler layouts. Yes, you'll see it does have a party deck on here, which I absolutely love. So if that is going to be something that, you know, may affect your decision, know that it comes with it. Now, as far as space, so if we take a look, if we go side to side here, essentially from your kitchen over to this sofa, when it is folded up, you're looking at about 68 inches. Now, from the back to the wall of our bathroom right there is going to be 121. And from the bathroom, if we're going to the side, basically to the entry door, the width right there is 54 inches. Lastly, from the queen bed all the way to the back, coming all the way to the back right here, is 182 inches. So that kind of gives you an idea of the space that we're working with and some of the different toys you can have in it. And they do expect you to utilize that space up there, which is why you have tie downs all the way up there. So, you know, you can kind of, again, even though it's a smaller toy hauler, it really has a pretty considerable garage space. It's also going to be very versatile, right? You have the sofa right here. This is great for a bed. You can just simply remove this cushion. Someone can sleep right there. As I mentioned, this does fold up against the wall so you can fit your toys in here. You also have this collapsible ottoman. So this, I love this. You know, it's something that most toy haulers don't have, a place to kick up and be able to put your feet, be able to relax. That's cool. It has storage in there as well. And again, you can just collapse that, slide it right underneath the sofa here. Same thing with the table. Now, me personally, I'm probably getting a couple of foldable stools and I'm going to leave the table right there. That way I can just kind of look out the window. I like that space. I can keep the ottoman where it's at. But that's me. If you want, you can always bring it over to the sofa here as well. Use that as your seating. And that's what I mean when I say, you know, there's a lot of versatility, a lot of options. And speaking of versatility, as we take a look at the party deck in our rail system, something else you may notice is this right here, be your awning. So it's gonna hook up right here, and if you want, you can have an awning right over the back. Now, yes, it does take a little bit of manual setup and tear down, but the fact that you get the option is pretty cool. You also see the backup camera for when you're backing up, and then right here is going to be your screen doors. You can roll those down. You can see you can zip those up and down as well. But having this party deck is fantastic. Just gives you all that much more space to be able to utilize back here. Definitely love toy haulers with one. Something else you may notice is the kitchen. This is actually solid surface. I know sometimes on camera it's hard to be able to tell thermoform from solid surface, but this is a solid surface countertop, which I really like that upgrade. You will see the apron front sink there. It does come with the cutting board as well as the drying rack, the industrial faucet, and the glass rinser there as well. 3-burner cooktop with the combination microwave, convection oven, air fryer combo right down underneath. Some decent storage here as well. If we take a look down underneath there, you know, I mean, I can definitely fit a trash can or pots and pans in there, maybe both. Over to this side, you have some nice deep drawers. Again, all very usable. And up top, you have spots for your cups, plates, bowls, everything else you need. So when we're looking at kitchen, definitely a fully functional kitchen in this hauler. You also see over to this side, our fridge freezer combo. Again, plenty of cold storage space there. Right underneath it is going to be our converter, as well as our fuse panel and our breaker box. And then Coming over a little bit further, boom, that is going to be our pantry. All the rest of our food storage, plenty of space for it there. As for TV, that will be mounted here. Highly recommend an articulating mount, something that swings. Otherwise, well, I mean, I don't know who's going to be watching it. But, you know, the cool thing about that is it can kind of turn if you want it, you know, if you want to put your head on this end, which would be maybe a little weird getting into bed. Most likely you just put another TV there. You could do that, but more than likely, right, you're going to want to swing it so that you're going to be able to watch it from right back here. Speaking of the bed, we'll take a look up front real quick. Something I really do like that they do in a lot of Cherokee products is that right there. And essentially what that is that is going to be a single inverted outlet. The thing I like about that is it's standard, right? A lot of times if you have inverted outlets, it's an option. You have to get the inverter. This comes with it. So if you have a CPAP machine, boom, you can plug it in. You are good to go. Or you need to charge a cell phone, you're out in the middle of the woods, boom, you can plug it in, turn it on, you're good to go. You'll see right there is where your backer is for the TV. Again, connections are going to be right up top. You have the wardrobe over to this side for your hanging storage, additional storage all along the top there, a few reading lights as well, and then of course we have our east to west bed. The big disadvantage of an east to west bed, of course, is the fact that whoever's on the inside is going to have to crawl over to the person on the outside, on the outside if you have to use the bathroom. The big advantage of this is you can have a smaller floor plan a lot of times by utilizing this setup. Now, as we take a look at the bathroom, another really nice upgrade is going to be your vessel bowl here, right? You can see how it kind of rises up. You have the nice big pillar faucet, looks fantastic. You have a little bit of countertop space here as well still. The tankless water heater, mirrored medicine cabinet right up top there. Nice big 14-inch fan to help moisture get out as well as any nasty business, right? Get that out nice and quick there as well. It is a plastic bowl, you know, but that is something that you can change out, right? You know, after it gets dirty and gross, you can swap that toilet out. As for the shower, I actually do like the shower. They kind of have an upgraded drain here. And take a look at this. You have like an actual shower tower, right? With body sprays, hand wand, you know, your shower head. Like, that is a huge upgrade to have in here. Again, Black Label really just kind of doing a good job of giving you those luxuries at an affordable price. Now, when I stand in the shower, just to give you an idea of height, I'm 6 foot. I have, you know, maybe 3 inches here of space up top. So, you know, if you're a little bit taller, you'll still be able to stand in here without ducking down, which is pretty darn nice. And then, you know, kind of, again, taking a look at the rest of it as a whole, you can see that you have your AC right up here, plenty of lights, speakers, basically everything you need. All right, let's take a look at the outside of the 2026 Cherokee Black Label 18 RRBL. Coming right up front here, a couple of quick things. One of them is going to be your power tongue jack. You'll see 2 20-pound propane tanks there, as well as the battery. And then right down there is going to be the battery disconnect, so that way you can just kill any slow drain on the battery itself. Diamond plating coming up the front, of course. You also see that you have an aluminum front on this one. This is going to help protect that front end. And then, because again, it is the Black Label, we're going to have the fiberglass sides. Pass-through storage compartment right there. Nice big awning. You'll see that it covers basically the entire side of the coach. You also have the tempered glass door on this one, which I like. One of the upgrades I always do recommend with these doors, though, is this right here. You'll see that it says Lippert Thin Shade Ready. It is a pretty easy install, but I recommend that just for additional privacy at night. You know, you can't really tell during the day, like it's tinted really, really well. And if that light wasn't there, yeah, you go like there. You can hardly tell that there's a window, but at night you can definitely, you know, be able to see in a little easier. So if you want the privacy, that is a pretty easy upgrade. Right down underneath that is going to be the More Ride step above steps with aluminum treads. Nice and stable. They've been in the industry for quite a while now, definitely proven. And then right up here are going to be your 2 speakers as well as TV hookup and the mount. The nice thing about the mount here, Cherokee does a good job, is you can actually take the same TV, because if you remember inside it was that same mount. So if you want, you'd have to unhook it, of course, but you could take that same articulating mount, pop it right down in here. Now you only have to have one TV. You can just kind of take it back and forth. Down underneath, we already kind of looked at the big rugged tires there. You know, again, if you're planning on doing a little bit of, not necessarily off-roading, but if you're trying to take this out into places that, you know, might not be the easiest path to get to, this one does have a little bit more ground clearance and the bigger tires to be able to kind of aid in that. You also see the leash latch. That way, if you have a four-legged friend there, you can tie them up so that if, you know, you can't get a lead line in the ground, like if you're at a cement space or something like that, it's nice and easy. Then, of course, as we talked about, right over here is going to be the party deck. Always a big fan of the party deck, just giving you that extra outside space. And as we take a look at the off-camp side here, just a couple more things I wanted to touch on. One of them, of course, is going to be the fact you have a 30-amp detachable power cord. That will go right there. Then as we come up, we get to the rest of our utilities. So you have an outside shower with hot and cold. You have your fresh as well as your city water connection here, cable, black tank flush, light. And then as we talked about inside, this one has the tankless water heater. I also do want to point out that right here is going to be your termination. You can see both your black and gray tank valves located there. Now, if you like what you see, and again, you know, you're looking for something that's a little bit smaller, but you want you just want something that has some nicer amenities, something with a few upgrades. This one right here is an excellent option. If you want price and availability, it's super easy. There's a link in the description. Simply click on that. It will show you the one that is nearest you, as well as give you a clear, transparent price. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.